wins this game for two reasons. One, you keep the other offense off the field, but the other reason is both have young quarterbacks. Peyton Manning, even though he's played a lot, is still a young quarterback. Mike Bobo, the Georgia quarterback, comes in here tonight into a crowded stadium here. Tennessee people, this is the first chance he's had to play on the road against a tough crowd and a tough football team. Neither coaching staff wants to put that weight on either one of these quarterbacks, so they'd like to get their running game going early.
So the idea is to take the pressure off these youngsters. Bobo had an outstanding first game last week against South Carolina, and particularly in the second half when this offense really came alive. But as Mike mentioned, that was a very friendly and neighborly crowd that he had of 85,000 down in Athens. I'm afraid there are a few more hostile folks among these 96,000 on the banks of the Tennessee River tonight here in Knoxville. Juan Daniels, number 12. Bryce Hunter also joins him as one of the deep safeties. And Jeff Hall will kick it off. Georgia, Tennessee, 1995 is underway. First carry goes for 3, 4, and almost 5. And here are the starters on defense for Tennessee. The man to watch, number 1, Leonard Little. He's a junior college transfer. He has great speed. He was a linebacker, but they're using him at defensive end. Speaking to the linebackers, Tyrone Hines, he was suspended last week. He's back now, a preseason All-SEC selection. And in the secondary, an improved area, Raymond Austin, big play guy, last week had 9 tackles in their opener. Edwards has the speed to turn the corner. And as you see, Little will knock him out of bounds. But Mike, he has the first down. And there is the difference. He does have the speed to turn the corner.
Well, two things I've noticed right off the bat. Georgia is opening up with some real big line splits by their offensive line. And the ball's being given to Robert Edwards very deep in the backfield. He did a nice job of cutting that one all the way back against the grain.
That's good for 11 yards and the initial first down for the Georgia Bulldogs. First pass by Bobo. Out in the flat, has it complete. That's Marseille Simpson, and he will take it almost to the 50-yard line. They'll spot him down at the 49 as Terry Fair comes over to make the hit on him.
Look at these offensive line splits by Georgia. They're trying to set up. Look at the splits here between the guards and the center and the guards and the tackle. And that's to open up the line a little bit to make that defense wide enough to give Robert Edwards some running area.
Mike, get it on your mind, because after the next play, I want to ask you, what does Tennessee do to counter that? We'll get to that after the snap. Bobo sprints out to the right, delivers his pass complete, and that's good for another Georgia first down as Matt Dixon is on the receiving end and Gaines and Jenkins on the tackle.
Good question, Ron. What you have to do is you have to take the splits sometimes. You can't always move out with them. You get line charges where you take the gaps or you send a linebacker through one of those gaps. Make them tighten up those splits a little bit.
Selma Callaway, number 32. He's a sophomore running back. Comes in replacing Marseille Simpson. Quick count again. Edwards will take it for a couple up the middle, and let's go down to the sideline and check in with Mike Adamle. Mike.
Well, obviously, Ron, with those 5 touchdowns, the way he started tonight so far, Robert Edwards has all the necessary ingredients to be a great running back. You start with vision, peripheral vision. A lot of his yardage last week against South Carolina came on cutback runs. He's also got speed. He's a legit 4.40 guy in the 40. He's in the open field. He can run away from people. If he has a shortcoming, it's last week he got a little careless with the football against South Carolina, and you talked about those turnovers and how important they can be.
Juan Daniels over the middle, and right now they're running just enough to keep Tennessee honest, and the passing game is going great guns.
This is a very nicely designed drive by Georgia. Greg Davis, the quarterback coach, is able to try to keep Tennessee off balance a little bit. Good mix between the run and the pass to Juan Daniels.
So they move the chains again. First down at the 22 of the Volunteers. They'll go with Edwards. Good block at the middle. Has 5, has 10. Cut it off at about 13 yards for Edwards as Leonard Little will make the stop along with Raymond Austin. But Robert Edwards, the junior from Tennille, is ripping apart the Tennessee defense.
Robert Edwards is going to start to the right and cut back. He gets a real nice block out of the left guard, Paul Taylor, number 52. Again, those big line splits opening up some good holes for Robert Edwards here early in the ball game.
It's a 1st and goal. Edwards again. Off the left side. He will score. And the Georgia Bulldogs only need 3 minutes to put it in the end zone.
When we were at the hotel last night at the University of Georgia, you felt a confidence that the players had and the coaching staff had. And that is permeated here in this ballgame. They had a nice first drive.
Cannon Parkman knocks home the extra point. 12 minutes, 4 seconds left to play in this opening quarter. And Georgia has stormed down the field to a 7-0 lead. We'll be right back.
Comes set. One ball and 1 strike. There's activity in the Met bullpen. Dirk Wendell, the right-hander, starts to heat up.
One of the things this alignment does when you take the first baseman off the bag, it forces the pitcher now to start looking for the first baseman. You don't want to put too many thoughts in the pitcher's mind when you get a man on base. You want to concentrate more on the batter. And you have 2 outs. He should be concentrating more on trying to get Andrew out. You make a mistake with Andrew, and all of a sudden now you have a tie ball game.
Andrews at 32 home runs this year. That's a career best. McCall leads at first. He takes off. The pitch inside. Piazza's throw not nearly in time. Stolen base number 38.
Monday from just $9.99 a day. Pick Enterprise. We'll pick you up.
Can your radio do this?
7-0 Georgia. Mike, are you surprised with the ease that Georgia took that ball and went right down the field?
Well, I think you have to, but when you look last week, Bill Lewis, former Georgia Tech coach, is here tonight, and he said East Carolina averaged 10 plays a drive last week against this defense. So they moved the ball also.
Nilo Sylvan 5 yards deep, and he'll go down on one knee. So let's check the starters for the Tennessee Volunteers tonight on offense. Jay Graham, he got his first start last week, and he set a record in doing so, 144 yards. The receivers, this is a good group. Nilo Sylvan, who you just saw, very talented receiver and return man. With the offensive line could be as good as any they've had here. Jason Lehman is the bluest of those blue chips up front. But some pro scouts have said there may be as many as 4 kids on this offensive line that wind up playing on Sunday. Manning, play action, slip screen. Sylvan, and he's going to take it for an 11-yard gain. And here are the folks that will try to stop him tonight in the Georgia defense. Travis Stroud, very active and strong at that nose guard position, but they will sub a lot up front. Linebackers, well, it's led by Zeus. Randall Gottfried, lighter but much stronger this year. And in the secondary, Torrey Jackson. He's the quarterback and the hitter back there. This could be a problem area, though, for Georgia, and one of the areas that they want to keep a close eye on.
I feel like they're going to be good in the secondary, but they're young.
Dumps it over the middle. Nash takes it out close to the 40-yard line. He's going to be short of the first down by about a half yard.
Ron, I've always said, and you've heard me say this almost every week, good teams want to answer a score. They don't want to wait. They want to, when they get the ball, they want to answer the score with points of their own. Peyton Manning, the young quarterback at Tennessee, coaches are telling me he studies the game more than any player they've ever had.
Well, he's an outstanding youngster, but this is a fired-up group. This guy right here, particularly Gottfried, wants to stop him tonight. Fired-up group of Georgia Bulldogs. Manning going to go on top. Got a man complete at the 16, Joey Kent.
You watch this play now, you're going to see a one-receiver route. Nobody else is in the route. It's a play-action fake with just one receiver. They're going to get good protection. Everybody else is blocking. You got one man on a route on the post. You're going for the home run. Joey Kent with a great catch against Buster Owens.
That's 45 yards. And then they come back with a running play for a couple of yards. Whit Marshall makes the hit on Jay Graham.
We talked to Peyton Manning yesterday, and one of the things he told me, I said, the coaches say you study film more than anybody else. And he said, Chuck, no. He's quoting pro coaches. He said, he always said, pressure's what you feel when you don't know what you're doing. He said, I'm going to know what I'm doing. My dad's taught me work ethic and studying films.
Second down line to make is the 6. Graham with a head of steam. Stroud trips him up. He's inside the 10-yard line. It's going to be Tennessee with a third down, and they'll need a couple. That was Chester Ford out front blocking. Mike, the other thing that has helped young Manning so very much in the summertime is that he told me on Thursday after practice that he spends time with 3 defensive backs that are playing in the NFL and a couple of wide receivers, Clarence Verdun and Floyd Turner, who lived down in New Orleans, and every morning at 8 o'clock at Tulane, he's the quarterback.
Well, it has to help, just practicing with those players.
Here comes the blitz. Manning avoids it. He's going to run. At the 5, he will score. Well, as you can see, the youngster will not be on the U.S. 400-meter relay team, but he's growing so fast. I think the speed will come in the next 2 years for him, but he's fast enough to get out of harm's way.
He caught him in a blitz, and on the blitz, he made him pay with the scrambling touchdown.
Jeff Hall with the extra point.
Good teams answer scores. Tennessee's a good football team. You're going to see both inside linebackers blitz. Now there's no one on the quarterback on the blitz. Peyton Manning into the corner of the end zone for the touchdown.
It was Bright who forced him out of the pocket. And he had plenty of mobility to get by him, and then it was a case of just scamper as quickly as possible into the corner of the end zone. He had a touchdown in last week's game as well.
He did, and when you blitz someone, you cannot lose control and contain. And Georgia lost contain. I'm sure Joe Kynes, the defensive coordinator, will get the chalkboard out and say, when we blitz, we cannot let the quarterback outside, force him inside.
Edwards opens it big. He's got one man to beat, and he will be caught and tackled at the 15-yard line. It's Deron Jenkins who finally brings him down.
Ron, I was watching the sidelines. Ray Goff was running behind him. He couldn't go step for step with Robert Edwards, but he was behind him. But Ray Goff is the man that made the decision to move Robert Edwards from corner. Here's the speed of Robert Edwards getting in the secondary. Deron Jenkins, a good angle, made the tackle.
Well, Robert Edwards made the switch the last week of spring training. And he said, Coach called him into his office, and he said, it scared me. I thought I'd done something wrong. And he said, we're going to change it from defensive back to running back. 65 yards on that run. Marseille Simpson will take it for a couple down around the 13-yard line, and Bill Duff comes up from defensive tackle to make the hit on him.
Head coaches have to make those kind of decisions because he was going to be a great defensive back, but Ray, as you said, called him in and switched him. They only had 4 days left in spring practice. The second day was at running back. They actually told him the plays. They said this is going to be an ISO right. He gained 200 yards in a scrimmage. They knew they had something special.
Look at this, Mike. He's got over 100 yards already. We got 8:05 to play opening quarter. Torrin Kurtzy is checked into the backfield, number 20. He gets the handoff. He gets banged hard, but his offensive line to help him with a push. He'll go just inside the 10. And let's check in with Mike Adamle again.
Well, Ron, the other thing about Robert Edwards, he was the last player signed in Georgia's 1993 recruiting class. Ray Goff, who also coached Tim Worley, Herschel Walker, Garrison Hurst, and Nate Lewis, says that Robert's speed, 4.4 in the 40, is the equal of people like Herschel Walker's. And matter of fact, his teammates have taken to calling Robert this week Hirsch and Walk. So indeed high praise for this young man.
Hines Ward comes into the backfield. They use him as a receiver many times. Pass in the flat though. Simpson right through his hands. I don't know if that was deflected or not, Mike Gottfried, but it looked as though it was right there.
George Kidd either got a hand on it or he distracted the receiver because he was able to get his hands up in the air.
So Cannon Parkman will come on to attempt this field goal. They'll place it down at the 16, and it will be a 26-yard attempt trying to put Georgia on top 10-7. No problem for him. So let's take a break. The Georgia Bulldogs touched the football twice, and in the first 8 minutes they have scored a field goal and a touchdown. Right back.
Bob Vila tells homeowners how to get out from under credit card debt.
Hi, I'm Bob Vila, and these are offers to get credit.
And Tennessee has the ball at midfield on ESPN Classic.
Ron, the word right now on Robert Edwards, a sprained left foot. They're going to wait until halftime, I think, to evaluate it. So he may not get back in here in the first half. And Cannon Parkman, following Georgia's field goal to make it 10-7, sprained his right knee on the ensuing kickoff, so he too could be doubtful.
Boy, and the special teams for Georgia have really been outstanding. Manning throws it complete inside the 40. It's Marcus Nash. Good for 12 yards.
It's pitch and catch for Tennessee right now. They're spreading the field with their different formations. Peyton Manning sitting right in there, reading the secondary like a veteran. Finds Marcus Nash on an out route right in front of Kirby Smart for the big completion.
Kirby Smart had 3 sacks last week for Georgia. They use him as an extra defensive back from time to time. This running play stopped by Travis Stroud as Graham, who had 144 yards last week, off to a good start tonight, but and now he's got 40 yards on 7 carries. Ronnie Pillow comes into the backfield, number 3, a sophomore from Columbia, Tennessee. Buster Owens was the closest man to that, but he was looking for Nilo Sylvan, and really the first time that Manning has thrown a bad pass tonight.
Good ball fake, just is a little bit too high. Throw off the middle sometimes, down the slope a little bit. You go high sometimes. Here's the good fake, good pass protection. What Georgia's trying to do is alternate defensive linemen as much as they can because they want to keep them fresh for the second half. They stay close. They want those linemen fresh to chase Peyton Manning in the second half.
Third down on the line to make the 28. Tennessee is 3 of 3 on third down conversion. Peyton throws it complete, and what a catch by Maurice Stanley.
Want to learn how to catch a football? If you're a young guy out there watching this telecast, Maurice Daly did not wait on the football. He went out and snatched it out of the air. That's the way you like for your receivers to go after the football. Peyton Manning again with pretty good protection by that offensive line. Has a lot of time to stand tall. And you see Maurice Daly right in front of Orlando Sims, number 22, make a great catch.
Staley trying to make amends for that fumble he had earlier. Graham hit hard at the line of scrimmage against Witt. Marshall, the senior out of Atlanta, 6'2", 238.
He's their middle linebacker. He's the senior signal caller that makes it go for this Georgia defense. Makes all the calls in their fronts. Makes all the calls of the stunts and the blitzes.
And after graduation, he'll continue to make the calls as a consumer economics major. 13 minutes and going under 13 until halftime. This is the 11th play of the drive for Tennessee. All alone on the short side of the field as David Horn is tied in. He'll sneak inside the 10-yard line, and it's 1st and goal, Tennessee. We asked one. The right side to penetrate the 5-yard line. Did a nice job by Jason Ferguson, the junior out of Nettleton, Mississippi, a defensive tackle, making the stop on him.
He's running behind Jeff Smith, number 74, the right guard. Leslie Ratliff, the right tackle, 75. It's good movement that they get. There's number 36, Whit Marshall, making the first contact on Jay Graham.
Offensive line combining for 134 starts.
And the great thing about that, Ron, is they're experienced. They know the calls. They know what they're doing.
Horn in motion. It's Graham. You see him pull the tackle at the 1-yard line. Wow, that's a pretty good stick. Whit Marshall. Well, Whit came up and really put a hat on him along with Corey Johnson and denied him the end zone.
Corey Johnson, the coaches from Georgia, said pound for pound may be our best football player. He makes a big play here on the counter play. Number 74, Jeff Smith, Leslie Ratliff, 75 on the pull. There's number 27, Corey Johnson with a tackle that saved the touchdown.
3rd down, Tennessee. The ball just inside the Georgia 2. Pillow on the receiving end. Mike, that is an extremely difficult play to make going against the grain.
Excellent job by Peyton Manning. And you were talking about his speed, but let me tell you something. His speed is fast enough. Yep. Because if Buster Owens was coming from that backside, number 3 on a corner blitz, but he could not get to Peyton Manning. Some quarterbacks have a feel of where the defensive guy is. It looked like Peyton Manning had an understanding of when he needed to throw that football to Ronnie Pillow.
Jeff Hall. Knocks it home, and with 11:03 left until halftime, Tennessee 14, Georgia 10.
And goes to the 40, gets away again. There's a 35, cuts back at the 30.
You're watching ESPN Classic.
Touchdown, 49ers.
As we pick up the action late in the first half, Tennessee has regained possession, and Peyton Manning is driving the Volunteers down the field.
Pass over the middle, just beyond his fingertips. Marcus Nash planed out, couldn't hold on to it.
Working against Randall Gottfried again, number 42, trying to keep him out in space, trying to make him play pass defense.
Bubba Miller with a good pass block on that play.
Here he is again, number 42. They got him out in space. Marcus Nash, number 12, is going to work against him. That's the kind of work they want all night. Tennessee will take that every play. This has been an impressive first half of hitting. Both these teams well coached, playing a great first half in an intense football game.
Manning trying to get everybody to get lined up as they move the change. Clock is running with 1:50 until halftime. Back to the sideline, and Horn is just unattended out there.
Talked about Peyton Manning. Almost been perfect. The 0 for 3 in the left corners is the only problem he's had. He's done everything right tonight, Ron. He's made every read right, and he still has 3 timeouts with 1:45 left on the clock.
Goes the sideline route. Woo. Greg Bright was closer to the pass than was David Horn. Got a little anxious on that one.
Joe Kine said Greg Bright, number 45, he has good eyes and knows where the ball is all the time. Made a good play on that against Peyton Manning's pass.
And now a timeout called by Tennessee with 1:40 showing on the clock, and we'll hold it right here. That's only 5 misses for Peyton out of 20, 212 yards.
It's your concert hall. It's your car.
You can hear it on microphones up here. The wind is beginning to blow a little bit. The rain has gone away, but maybe as the front came through, it's going to kick up a little bit. Has not been a factor in the early part of the ball game.
Looked like Peyton Manning was trying to change the play because they brought Randall Gottfried inside. It looked like he was going to blitz on that play, and Peyton Manning may have wanted to change the play. Didn't get it off in time. Number 42, right in the middle of your screen. Looks like he's going to blitz. Peyton Manning sees that, tried to change the play a little bit. Jeff Smith moved to right guard. Penalty on Tennessee.
So with that, Georgia gets one of those down linemen out. They go with 3 rush men and an extra defensive back. And now another timeout has been called.
If you've ever missed a phone call when you were online,
out of the huddle into the line of scrimmage, and it looks like we'll finally get this third down play done. Over the middle, he's got it. At the 25 and down to the 23, Maurice Staley. And Mike, he's been very impressive in this first half.
He really has been impressive. He's made 3 or 4 catches tonight, been tough catches. And Peyton Manning's doing a nice job of looking off the receivers and looking off the defensive backs to hit Staley.
And as you could see in that tight shot of Peyton, it is now beginning to rain hard here in Knoxville. Boy, Marcus Nash had a little bit of a pick out there and it had him open, and he just dropped it.
They're spreading the field, Ron. They've got excellent pass protection. That give the offensive line credit. Tennessee still with 1 timeout left, 1:23 on the clock. Ray Goff wanted to pick on that last play, but didn't get it. He felt like there was a pick by the Tennessee receivers.
He was close to right. They go with the draw play, and nice defensive work. As stepping up is Jason Ferguson. That's a couple of tackles for the backup there at left tackle, and he stops him for virtually no gain.
Joe Kines felt that Jason Ferguson could be a special player. He said he hadn't said 2 words since he got here. He's a junior college transfer, just arrived in the fall.
Manning swings it out to Graham. Rights himself, stiff arm, and as you can see, that's Buster Owens who will knock him down just short of the 15.
Good play by the defensive backs, keeping the ball in front of them. They know where the chains are, and they know they want to force the field goal attempt. Buster Owens with a good tackle.
Mike, in watching his eyes, Manning I'm speaking of, it almost looked as though that Graham was either his third or maybe even his fourth receiver.
I think he was looking for Nash first on the outside because he had him working against Randall Gottfried, and then he was able to come off. Good quarterback can come off his first read, go to his second, and then to his third.
So Jeff Hall has come out, and they let the clock run down to 13 seconds. Tennessee will call a timeout so that they can stop the clock and set up the apparent field goal attempt.
Ron, I think the big question of this first half in all Georgia fans' minds is what's going to happen with Robert Edwards. Can we get him back on the field? Because it's such a big momentum changer for him to be hurt and be out of this ball game. They need him back on the field.
So time is back in. 13 seconds left until halftime, and the field goal attempt 32 yards. Gets a good pass, and he knocks it home. 32 yards in the field goal. The Tennessee goes on top 17-10. Langley kicking off, replacing Parkman, who injured his knee in that first half. Sylvan fumbled it. Now gets it up at the 20-25. He's one of the best in the nation. At the 30, at the 20 of Georgia, and shoved out of bounds just inside the 15-yard line. "83 yards on the kick return."
What he did too, Ron, was he hit the middle. You're going to see him on the kickoff return. He catches a football. Now he hits the middle. Now he breaks to the left side. There's the middle. Now he breaks to the side. Now here's where he does a great job. He lets his blocker set up. He picks up about 10 more yards by just letting his blocker set up. Craig King, number 44, with a big block for him to get about 10, 15 more yards.
Well, Nilo Sylvan, number 1 in the SEC in returns. And after this one tonight, he may be number 1 in the nation.
Special teams.
Graham to the left side. Tripped up. That's a nice job by Greg Bright to make the stop. And let's check in with Mike Adamle.
Well, Ron, as we said in the first half, he has a sprained midfoot on his left foot, Robert Edwards. What they've done is put a steel shank in his left shoe, and hopefully that will give him a little more support. Now, when Georgia gets the ball back on offense, he will play, at least try to. But as he walked out here for the start of the second half, he was walking very gingerly.
Okay, Mike, thanks for the update. Second down, the running play goes to the right side. And a reminder that every 10, 30, and 50 minutes after the hour, ESPN will update you as we are right now on the scores from around the country. Opening minute of play in the second half as Nilo Sylvan just exploded. And Mike, how many times have you seen it on special teams where a guy will fumble a ball and the return team will kind of break down for a moment rather than stay in their lanes?
They just relax a little bit. And Ron, on that kickoff return, Buster Owens, number 3 from Georgia, defensive back, was hurt, so he's not in the ball game. Number 22, Alonda Sims, takes his spot.
Well, Tennessee's had to call a timeout because they had confusion. Wide receiver was lined up wrong. We'll be right back.
Think you've heard every Backstreet Boys song? Thinking
timeout. It appeared as though that Joey Kent, they wanted him over on the right side, and he had lined up on the left. So they didn't want the 5-yard penalty, and thus with the third down, they called a timeout. Pressure coming up the middle, out of the backfield, threw it a little bit quickly to Ronnie Pillow, but he had pressure on him, and Manning had to get rid of it.
Good call by Joe Kynes, defensive coordinator. He brought Randall Gottfried, number 42, his playmaker and his All-American linebacker. He forced the play. Peyton Manning looking. There's Randall Gottfried just in his face enough to cause him to throw the ball away.
So Hall to attempt the field goal. It'll be placed down at the 14 for a 24-yard attempt as Tennessee trying to go up by 10. Edwards testing out that foot on the sideline. Bobo warming up. As that big kickoff return, jumped up and bit Georgia for 3. And they're fortunate it wasn't 7. Juan Daniels, number 12, along with Bryce Hunter, the dual safety for the Bulldogs. But both of these guys are capable of doing the same thing. Daniels says, I want it. Bryce Hunter, beg your pardon. And he will come up to the 28-yard line. 23 on the return.
Ron, they're still in this ball game, 10 points down. They still stay with your game plan. Find out exactly what Robert Edwards is going to be able to give you back. He's going to give that offensive team a lift, be it on that football field again. But stay with the game plan. Stay with that running attack play action. Remember the first drives, first couple drives, they had good balance between the run and pass.
Edwards, we'll see if he didn't get around the corner quite as fluidly that time. Raymond Austin.
Looking at his injured foot, left foot, looks like he's limping a little bit. Robert Edwards has the corner, but Raymond Austin, number 28, free safety, a really aggressive free safety, is able to come up and make that play, save it to about a 3-yard gain.
Bobo in the flat has it complete. Bryce Hunter, and a flag has gone down back at the 25. And Mike, that's normally where offensive holding is called.
Exactly right, Ron. But it's surprising again that as you look at Mike Bobo, a little more confident with Robert Edwards back on the field. But that's, again, the balance that they want to get. Run, pass for Ray Goff. And after Robert Edwards left in the first half, with 7:46 in the first quarter, they were not able to get any kind of balance.
Dixon has come into the lineup. The new line of scrimmage is back at the 15. So the situation is second down, and they need about 23 yards. Bobo caught from behind and tackled at the 17-yard line by Shane Burton.
We asked the Hartford Wolfpack to try the Norelco reflex action for 21.
On third down, deep over the middle, got Bryce Hunter, and he breaks a tackle, and he slipped down about 1.5 yards short of picking up the first down.
He was so close to getting that first down. He made a defensive back miss. Corey Gaines, number 30, just slipped down, couldn't hold his footing, and they need to punt the football. Good throw by Mike Bobo. Been impressed with both young quarterbacks tonight. They're putting a lot on him, and their hand on both of them. Leonard Little with good pressure on Mike Bobo.
That's Langley to punt it away for Georgia.
First down going to be for Georgia. Tennessee had too many men on the field.
Nilo Sylvan from the 16. Good coverage, and that's checked the marker. And Coach Gottfried, I think you're exactly right. I think the Volunteers,
it's going to be a first down for Georgia.
They're going to hand them a gift.
Substitution infraction by the defense. 5-yard penalty will make a first down.
So the Georgia offense comes back on the field. Philip Fulmer, I would imagine, steaming underneath that hat a little bit because they've had a little lack of communication tonight.
That's the coaching error that you don't want. I mean, you don't ever want 12 men on a football field and give somebody a Christmas present wrapped up like that one.
Edwards, confusion on that play, and he's going to turn it into something. Tackled at the 44 by Gallion. Leonard Little is the fellow who penetrated and kind of fouled up the play a little bit.
Well, number 47 has the most important left foot in Georgia right now tonight. because everybody wonders if he's going to be healthy enough. Scott Gallion makes the tackle, but you're right, Ron. He made that happen. First of all, it's a botched handoff from the start, but he was able to pick it up. Now the running game opens up the passing game for Mike Bobo. Just the threat of Robert Edwards being on the field.
Draw play to Edwards. He broke the tackle as Brown hitting first, and now here's 1, 2, 3 flags coming down at the 42. Sanders finally stopped it.
Hines Ward going to be called for blocking the back. You can't make those kind of mistakes on the road. They keep penalizing themselves and putting themselves in bad positions offensively.
Blocking the back by the offense, 10 yards from the spot of the foul. Still second down.
He didn't have a penalty called until midway of the second quarter, and we've had nothing but penalties in this third quarter.
Well, that goes when you brag on them.
Larry Bowie is the only setback, standing next to Bobo. Tip, and he caught it. Ron Daniels came down with the football.
Ran a ghost switch on the outside. On the outside, Mike Bobo is going to look to his outside receiver, number 12. Juan Daniels running up the sideline. Ball's put right on the money by Mike Bobo, and an excellent catch by Juan Daniels. Took it away from the defensive back.
He did take it away from him. 20-10, Tennessee leads. And we got confusion on this play.
The only one that could have caught that's the official, but Leonard Little caused that whole mess. He is rushing the passer relentlessly, number 1 for Tennessee.
I kind of wanted to start humming the old Supreme song, nowhere to run to, baby, nowhere to hide. Whoa. Second down, line to make is the 24.
They like Bryce Hunter as the inside receiver on this play, working him against the linebacker.
Gets his pass away, had a man there, Hunter, just as you were talking about.
Just threw it too far, Ron. Had him open on the corner route. Mike Bobo's father's a coach, coached at Thomasville as a head coach, and he moved closer to Athens so he could be closer to his son. Gave up his job, coaching at a smaller school.
And he had a great job down in Georgia, the one that he left.
It was a great one, but he said he wanted to be close to his son.
Third down. He's got it. Matt Dixon caught the pass, and Georgia will move the chains with a gain of 13.
Caught him one-on-one. Matt Dixon with Terry Fair, number 13, just hit him on the short, skinny post. Right in front of Terry Fair. There's going to be a skinny post against Terry Fair. Just right on the break, the ball's thrown by Mike Bobo. Couldn't have thrown it any better and timed better. Big drive for Georgia. Ron.
Kurtzy gets the handoff, takes it right up the middle. He'll squeeze it for a couple. And Mike is an old disc jockey. I want to make sure I get this right. I'm standing there saying that's not the Supremes. It's Martha and the Vandellas who saying nowhere to run to, nowhere to hide. Enough already. 20-10. Tennessee leads with 8:40 to play. Third quarter.
Robert Edwards out of the ball game again, Ron, in this late drive here.
Kurtzy gets the handoff, and behind just a host of blockers, he takes it inside the 15. Leonard Little is down there on the bottom of that stack. So it's going to be third down, and the Dogs need the 11-yard line to keep it alive.
You're looking upstairs as a coach right now. In that last play, Mike Bobo gave that ball off to the halfback, but he was wide open on a naked. So if somebody up here looks at that, they're going to dial that one up a little bit later where Mike Bobo can come out, make that fake, and come out with the naked play and throw the ball.
Got Hunter, first and goal, Georgia at the 5. Ty Hines will wrap him up.
I know I keep saying it, Ron, but I'll tell you, these two quarterbacks tonight, when you started the ball game, you wondered how much they were going to be able to handle. Hey, they've handled it all. They've attacked this field. It's in their hands now. With Robert Edwards hurt, it's in Mike Bobo's hands, and it's been in Peyton Manning's hands all night. But Mike Bobo has been impressive.
Two sophomores that
they're going to be around for a while.
Yeah, show more than their years as far as poise and experience. Edwards back in the lineup, number 47. Tries to get around the corner, and they will stop him at the 2. That's Raymond Austin, who got out there to make the hit on Robert Edwards.
Raymond Austin is so fast at filling from that free safety spot. He's an aggressive free safety, the junior.
He had 9 tackles last week to lead this ball club.
And you wonder if Robert Edwards is healthy here, if he gets the corner turn, but Raymond Austin will not allow him to turn that corner.
Looked as though he was galloping a little bit, and that gait was very smooth when he was healthy in the first half. Edwards skyward, touchdown Bulldogs.
Just his presence on the field helps that entire football team of Ray Goff. They're excited on the sidelines. They know that he gives you a chance on offense to make the plays. Gutty effort by Robert Edwards.
Good blocking by David Weeks and Paul Taylor up front. And just like that, with just over 7 minutes to play in the third quarter, Georgia right back in this one. Langley to attempt the extra point with the injured Parkman. And he got it. So as we head to break, one more look at the touchdown by Robert Edwards. It is Tennessee 20 and the Georgia Bulldogs 17.
Imagine if your son could have 2 of the NFL's best quarterbacks, Peyton Manning and Drew Bledsoe, and their NFL coaches as their own personal trainers. Now they can with How to Play Quarterback from the authority in football coaching, the NFL Coaches Association.
How to Play Quarterback by the NFLCA contains proven tips, drills, and techniques by the NFL's best coaches and quarterbacks.
Peyton and Drew will teach players how to throw farther, enhance accuracy and concentration, make the perfect handoff, and throw the perfect pass.
With help from Drew, our actual coaches, and me, you will learn the skills that will help you be the best you can be.
Give your kid a real advantage. Order How to Play Quarterback today. Have your credit card ready and call 1-800-715-5858. How to Play Quarterback is available now on VHS or DVD for just $29.95. Order now and you'll also get Roy Firestone's Greatest Moments in Sports, the definitive collection of all-time favorite classic sports moments, absolutely free. So call 1-800-715-5858 or buy online at www.getvideo.com.
Paying bills has been difficult since my husband got hurt. Bill collectors called day and night. We thought of bankruptcy, but then a friend...
13 plays, 72 yards, 6 minutes and 11 seconds. And Robert Edwards takes it in for the touchdown.
Ron, Tennessee gift wrapped him the play when they got that 12 men on the field call because that kept that drive alive.
Now this is Langley kicking off because of the injury to Parkman. He did not get it deep enough to go in the end zone, and Sylvan got a return last time, and he's going to try again. Better job by Georgia on that return, but 28 yards on the return. Mike Adamle, let's check in with you.
Well, another word on Mike Bobo. Remember last year, the Georgia games, we covered how tough and how resilient Eric Zier was, how he'd get up, dust himself off, and come back. Well, Mike Bobo has those same kind of characteristics. He's taken some tremendous shots from Shane Burton, Leonard Little, and company, and he gets right back up. He's every bit as competitive as Eric Zier.
He learned from the master, Mike Adamle, because Eric Zier, I tell you, he played him every play the same way.
Pass out of the backfield, tipped, and it will go incomplete. His Horn turned around and tried to make the reception. He was tipped by who else? Gottfried.
Randall Gottfried wasn't faked out by the play action, was able to stretch out and get his hands on that football.
You know, the story in Georgia is, as you look at it one more time, is that Vinny Testaverde had a different kind of illness. He had a virus. Swings it out of the backfield. And Levine is going to take it up to the 36-yard line. Greg Bright makes the stop on him.
Last year, this Georgia defensive football team stayed on the field too long. As you talked about earlier, Ron, that the two things they wanted to improve this year was their defense against the run, and they wanted to run the football better. And I think they've accomplished that here in the early going of the season. It's a better Georgia football team. This man has helped Joe Kynes. He's brought a little bit of a confident air to this football team, not just the defense. They want that call again. They're going to get it. Ray Goff got this call, Ron. He yelled at the referee because, again, they had 12 men in the huddle and a guy come out late. You cannot do that. Phil Fulmer's upset on the other side. Got Billy Martin and Earl Weaver here tonight.
Substitution infraction against the offense, 5 yards, still third down.
That rule went in, what, 2 or 3 years ago for clubs that were, you were accused of doing that from time to time.
No, never.
Breaking 12 from the huddle, and then one would head off the field.
You know, defenses can't find who's in there because most defenses align to a certain formation. And if you show them a couple wide receivers, they think they're going to be in that coverage, and then all of a sudden somebody runs off late to confuse the defense.
Manning sacked back at the 15-yard line. Frank Watts, first time they've gotten to him tonight, but what a big play right here for Georgia.
Ron, credit Joe Kynes again. I want to keep talking about him, but remember early in the game he was rotating 10 people at defensive linemen. They're fresh right now. Frank Watts just came off the mark and beat that block and sacked Peyton Manning. So the substitution plan has helped this Georgia defense.
That's a loss of 14 yards, so Georgia stands to get very good field position. Binion to kick it away, and Chris McCraney, who had a 41-yard return last week against South Carolina, is the man who's back to receive it. And he's going to get one on this one. So let's take a break. 5:29 left in the third quarter. Tennessee 20, Georgia 17. Crowd trying to get aroused here and help this Tennessee defense. Edwards sweeps the right. Has 5, has 10, counted off at 11 yards as Corey Gaines will put the stopper on him.
Confidence just rises in this Georgia football team when 47. Robert Edwards is on the field. Bill Lewis gave me a statistic up here. Since 1971, Georgia is 27, 43, and 3. Not very good when their passing total exceeds their rushing total. Georgia wants to become a running football team again.
Well, in this conference, you better be able to run the football or you don't get very far.
You better run it and stop the run.
Edwards on the cutback. 3 at the 30 and goes down at the 23-yard line. Mike, was he tackled or did he go down because of that injury? 25 yards in the play and he is still down.
Such a great effort by Robert Edwards tonight. Playing hurt here in the second half. There's just no replacement for him right now of his caliber, even close for the Georgia offensive football team. See him turn the corner, Ron. I think you're right, Ron. He just went down.
Wow, which means that he probably injured it a little more. But you can see the pain gets him. He's kind of in a different gait right here, and just as he makes that cut right there.
You know what's important? He doesn't look like he's moving fast, but Deron Jenkins came up, and his angle was wrong because Robert Edwards just kind of left him. The statistics, 15 rushes, 155 yards, and when he's not in there, they can't run the football. Then it all goes on Mike Bobo's back.
It really does. Torin Kurtzy, a freshman out of Jacksonville, Florida, comes in. There he is, number 20.
Georgia fans have a fine-looking tailback for a while. We've had some great ones down there.
Boley out front blocking. Gets his block, and Kirksey just tripped up. Gagnon got enough of his ankle to knock him off balance.
Talked about this all night, but when he's not in the field, Tennessee plays differently on defense because the threat's gone. Now, obviously, Torrin Kirksey's a very good tailback, but he's not Robert Edwards. And when Robert Edwards is not on that field, that Tennessee defense gains some confidence also, does a little bit different, challenges that Georgia offense a little bit more.
Randall Gottfried, always the team guy. He cares tremendously. He's back checking on the wounded tailback. Bobo for the end zone, and it's caught for the touchdown, Ron Daniels. $17 yards.
And what was impressive about that play, Ron, is Mike Bobo was looking to the front side. He was trying to work his tight end and his back in the flat. He came off of a late, found Juan Daniels, put it right there where Juan Daniels made a great catch on this Georgia football team. Is an improved football team from last year.
Langley with the kick, it's good, and now here comes a late marker in. It's going to be procedure called against Georgia. What is so important right here is Langley is an accomplished kicker, but Parkman is a man who normally handles this. And because of the injury to his knee, now they move him back another 5 yards and make him try it again. Under this kind of pressure, makes it a lot more difficult.
Illegal procedure against the offense, using the spot to mark where he kicked from. Repeating, extra point.
Ron, Wayne McDuffie and Greg Davis, the two offensive coordinator and the quarterback coach, they coach quarterbacks as well as anybody in the country. You lose Eric Zier, and Mike Bobo comes right in here and doesn't miss a beat.
Langley doesn't either. He knocks it downtown, and there's a timeout on the field with 4:14 left to play in the third. We'll hold it right here as Georgia has gone back on top.
Mike Bobo, you see, he was looking to the right side. This comes out like a ducko, but it gets to where it's going to Juan Daniels. Now, Juan Daniels was looking at his route against Terry Fair, number 13. Skinny post again. What I mean by that, he breaks it right to the goal post. Juan Daniels leaps in the air, looks that football into his hands, and Georgia's got the lead.
Mike, last week, in that opening ball game, Terry Fair had an interception, and I think he mistimed his jump there. He thought he could come down with another one.
You're right. He was inside, mistimed his jump, and the result is 7 points. We talked about the Tennessee offensive line. Give credit to Georgia's offensive line, too. They've done a nice job protecting Mike Bobo.
Yeah, they really have. They really have. 4 plays, 59 yards, a minute and 15 seconds. That's what Georgia needed.
We talk about answering the score. Peyton Manning's up to that challenge. This Tennessee offense hasn't had a real clean second half offensively yet.
But it got off to a rocky start. They had the long return, and then they had to call the timeout because they were lined up wrong. Going to bring this one out. Milo Sylvan.
One-two pitch.
And one of the problems beneath his face is that
it's my game forever. It's the most revolutionary.
And usually you only come in the ninth inning and get 3 outs. Now he has to get 2 outs now and still go to the ninth inning to pitch the ninth inning. So that's put a lot of pressure on the guy.
Reggie's hit 10 home runs this year, 4 of them in the month of September. Looking to make contact.
Well, I think Reggie probably is thinking in his mind, you know, nothing to lose. This guy's not throwing as hard as I thought he had been throwing.
tool that
Manning all day has it complete. Wow, there's your hit of the night. Good heavens, Godfrey just unloaded on Marcus Nash.
That's what you expect your great players to do, make plays like that to ignite your defense. Randall Godfrey on Marcus Nash, number 12.
Hard to believe it. Marcus held on to it. Good job by him, sophomore out of Tulsa. Running play for 6, 7, close to 8. Armin Love in the stop, but Graham will have the first down. And Tennessee will move the chain.
This substitution plan of Georgia on defense and what they're trying to do on offense. Last week, Georgia trailed South Carolina 17-7 in the third quarter and just took over the game in the second half. They trailed here 20-10 and look like they're getting a second breath here also. Good substitution plan by Ray Goff.
Graham, good cutback. 5, 10, 15, handed off with 22 yards on the run. Corey Johnson made the stop. Armin Love also helped out.
One of Steve Marshall's offensive linemen, Trey Peterson, number 73, came off the mark and had a good block.
Now they're going to say officially 22 yards on that carry.
Going to turn into a game of running the football all around, as we talked about earlier. The team that can be successful running the football.
Tennessee got a late substitution. Robert Poole, I believe it was, came sprinting on from the sideline. And then they couldn't get, who was it, Lehman off the field.
By the offensive line, 5 yards. Still first down.
I have a feeling Tennessee is going to work a lot on their offensive substitution this week because they've had to call a couple of timeouts, gotten caught with too many men on the field, the illegal substitution. They move again. Instead of first down at 15, it's going to be first down and 20. Marcus Nash. Marcus has got an excuse. If I'd been hit as hard as he was a moment ago, I'd probably be jumping offside too.
He's having trouble counting to 2, huh?
Boy, talk about a change in momentum. 155 to 37 in total yards. Georgia, second half.
I can explain it. 2 words. Robert Edwards.
That's right. Got him over the middle. Joey Kent, and he is going to have the Tennessee first down. How about that? 21 yards in the pass play.
There's a lot of SEC defensive coordinators who are going to lose a lot of sleep tonight worrying about how they're going to stop these two teams. This play was set up again by Peyton Manning's good fake. Joey Kent, the best receiver on this football team, makes the catch.
You know, Bubba Miller made a good point when I visited with him on Thursday. He said the thing that we have to always be cognizant of, we have so much confidence in Peyton, but he's only an early sophomore. He's still very young.
He's carried the weight of this offensive football team tonight.
Quick out pass. That's Marcus Nash, and they'll wrap him up. Maybe a gain of 1. Buster Owens is there.
Didn't cover the receiver out there. They had an inside technique against him, and Peyton Manning just raises up and throws the football. Peyton Manning's passing chart, he's had a great football game.
We're about to go under 1 minute left in the third quarter. 21 of 29 for Manning. They fake the draw and throw the pass complete at the 16-yard line. Joey Kent again.
When you look at quarterbacks, you look at footwork, you look at arm strength, you look at vision, and one thing that's underrated sometimes is ball handling. This ball handle right here where he faked the ball, held the defensive backs right in check. And that ball handling, a Boomer Esiason type player in the pros who takes a lot of pride in his ball handling. Peyton Manning understands faking the football.
Horn in motion. They throw back over the middle. Got Kemp for the touchdown. Jeff Hall tries to keep this extra point string alive. And he's right down the middle.
How many times can you say ball handling, the thing that sets up a good quarterback? Peyton Manning so young yet so experienced. Fakes the sprint draw, turns, gets his feet moved, gets his hips behind him, gets the ball in action, the post route to Joey Kemp, completely faked the safety out. There's no underneath help because of the ball fake. Touchdown, Tennessee. What Peyton Manning is saying is, ball's back in your court, Mike Bobo.
For Kemp tonight, 5 catches, 102 yards and a touchdown.
It's your concert hall. It's your car.
CDs just $2.99 each when you buy any value meal. Only at Burger King.
Get behind the wheel.
Sweet home Alabama.
And turn it up. Here's your Going South. The 35 greatest Southern rock hits of all time.
Just hold on loosely.
You can order online at musicspace.com.
Pound them out, run, boys, run.
This 35-track collection is not sold in any store.
We got a 3-point game here. Is Manning on the phone upstairs again talking with David Cutcliffe, the offensive coordinator, hoping that the defense can put a stopper on Georgia here and they can get one more drive to put some bonus points up there. Kurtzy breaks one tackle, won't get out of the grasp with the second, and it's Jonathan Brown who finishes him off.
Look for big plays in the ball game. Remember this play by Greg Bright, linebacker number 45. He's going to take on the block of the fullback, Chester Ford, number 20. Now he's going to come out and just get his hand up and make the tackle on Jay Graham to force Tennessee to punt that football.
Well, particularly if Georgia comes back and wins this football game, you do have to put an asterisk by that one. They get the screen pass. Kurtzy, nice move in the open field. He'll have the Georgia first down out at the 23. Shane Burton got him.
We watched Georgia last year in a couple games that you'll remember. The Alabama game where they had Alabama beaten. Couldn't just put them away. And the Auburn game last year where they tied Auburn and broke that streak. And so Ray Goff has been in some close ball games, and one day they're going to turn for him.
Take it to Kurtzy, gets it out to Bullock. Has the first down again, hurdles the tackler, picks up 5, now 6 yards more to the 49. Fair tripped him up.
I'll tell you, just the quarterbacks. What else? I'm not Mike Bobo with good ball handling. The ball out to Larry Boyd. I mean, they have answered the call tonight, both these young quarterbacks.
Yeah, I think you're right on. Kurtzy showing some gutsy running. He's not real big at 6 feet 180. But very resilient and spun inside that tackle, avoiding a full contact.
Ron, when you lose a player like Robert Edwards, somebody has to pick it up. Mike Bobo's picked it up. But I would expect either Bryce Hunter or Juan Daniels to come up with some kind of big play if Georgia's going to win this football game.
Good heavens, what a hit by Leonard Little. He stepped up and hit Kurtzy just as soon as he got the football.
Looked like he came inside. Big splits again. Leonard Little, number 1, just steps in and steps out. In front of Rusty Beatles, number 70, makes the tackle.
Well, now Little is the man who he dished it out, but he's the man that's down with the injury. Hit so hard he kind of knocked himself out.
He has a new defensive coordinator this year, John Chavis.
So we'll take a break. 7:07 left in the ball game. Tennessee by 3. Mike Bobo, what a night he has had, but he certainly would like a touch out of this series we're on right now. And Mike, he's got a 3rd down. The line to make is the Tennessee 41-yard line.
Here's his key receivers, Bryce Hunter, Juan Daniels right here, the 2 inside receivers.
Right over the middle, he's got it. Bryce Hunter, 1st and 10, Georgia, and they're going to spot it just shy of the 35-yard line.
Working against the nickelback, Steve Johnson, number 34, gave him a little shake and bake and broke to the inside. 88. Bryce Hunter, there's the old shake and bake, and now he's got him beat. He's got him on his hip. Steve Johnson, Mike Bobo with the delivery, and now they're 7 out of 13 on 3rd downs.
Takes it to Kurtzy. Got it in the flat to Boyd. He'll have another Georgia 1st down. He'll take it to the 22-yard line. Terry Fair puts the stop on him.
You're seeing the emergence of a star tonight in Mike Bobo, because he has really, once Robert Edwards left the game, it's all on his shoulders. Now he has responded, as has Peyton Manning on the other side, but you're seeing the making of a very, very good quarterback in Mike Bobo. See his pass chart. There's not many incompletions, not many mistakes in that passing chart for Mike Bobo tonight.
17 of 27, 258 yards. New running back, Odell Collins, a junior out of Jefferson, Georgia, gets the call, and he will take it for a gain of about 4.
It's a bigger back for Georgia. Junior college player that they feel like's not quite ready yet. But they needed to force him into the ball game in this action tonight with Robert Edwards out.
Odell is 6'3", 240 pounds. Collins again. Going to be tripped up by Craig King, and that is an awfully big play because Georgia is now looking at a 3rd down and about 5.
3rd and 5 now. If you're Mike Bobo, you want to get the 1st down, but you don't want to make your first mistake tonight and turn this football over, because you've got a possibility of a 3. But Ray Goff's not thinking 3 now. He's thinking victory. He wants 7 on this play.
Remember, it was Tennessee back in the 1st half in this very area of the field that turned over a ball back to Georgia. It looked like a sure touchdown, if not a field goal. Over the middle, and he dropped it. Threw it just a little bit behind Bryce Hunter. And he knows it. That's the reason he's grabbing his headgear.
Just threw it a little bit too low.
So we're going to have a try for a field goal. And as we had mentioned, Parkman has the injury to his leg, so it's going to be Dex Langley who will attempt a 35-yarder trying to tie this one up. Got the distance, and he has the accuracy, and we are tied with 4:51 left in this ball game.
What a drive by Georgia. Mike Bobo did everything you could ask him to do. The last pass a little low, but he set him up for the game-tying field goal. And you talk about fantastic finishers. 4:51 on this clock, Ron. We've got a nice one here.
I also can't mention how much pressure Langley has on him, not being the regular field goal kicker. And he just stepped up like a veteran and knocked it through.
Didn't even appear he was nervous. Just booted that thing right down the middle.
Well, the second half numbers, we were talking about Bobo and what he has done. In the first half, Mike, 7 of 12 for 89 yards. And in the second half, 10 of 16, 169 yards and a touchdown.
Ron, my main concern if I was Ray Goff here is I would not kick that ball to Nilo Sylvan unless I kicked it out of the end zone.
Yeah, that's an excellent point. Sylvan, as we have mentioned, the national statistical leader and also the SEC leader. And boy, he did just that. He knocked it out of the back.
Can your radio do that?
And it's Graham, and he squeezes through an opening. He'll add 6 yards in the new first down. Now, this is the kind of drive that I know that Phil Fulmer would love to have. Just eat the clock up, let there be nothing left. Either get the touch or get the field goal. Graham now 26 carries, 125 yards. He had 144 last week, and that was the most ever by any Tennessee running back in their first start. And that covers some awfully good people. Nilo Sylvan just dropped it.
Timeouts remaining for Tennessee and Georgia. Both have 2. With 3:50 on the clock.
We saw Bryce Hunter. His pass was a little bit behind him, but he dropped one a moment ago, and now Sylvan has a ball that's in his hands and couldn't come up with it. Corner blitz coming from Georgia. Tennessee picks it up, and the pass incomplete. It was Marcus Nash that they were trying to get to, and I believe that was tipped by Gottfried.
That's what Randall Gottfried was telling you in your conversation with him yesterday. Joe Kynes isn't going to sit back. He's forcing the action. We're going to throw the first punch. Randall Gottfried, number 43, just starting inside. Now he scrapes down line of scrimmage, reads the eyes of Peyton Manning, got his hand on the football.
Sure did. 7 of 12 on third down conversions, but 0 for their last 3. Joe Kynes almost careful here. Manning avoids the rush, now gets it away, and it is intercepted. Kirby Smart for Georgia, and he will step out of bounds just inside the 40-yard line, and now flags everywhere.
Peyton Manning was sliding to the left, Ron, and just couldn't get enough on the football and put it up for grabs. Kirby Smart with the interception.
After the interception on the run back, a block in the back by the white team. It'll be first down and 10 after the penalty.
So there was youth right there trying to get too much.
Here's Peyton Manning. Pressure by Joe Kynes' defense again. Now he starts to move to the left, but see, couldn't get anything on it, Ron, because he's shuffling over there. He couldn't get his hips into the ball, couldn't follow through. Ball hung up there for Kirby Smart to intercept it. And you're right, that penalty plays a big part, too. The youth of a football team getting that 10-yard penalty, taking them out inside the 40 to back past the 45.
3 minutes and 34 seconds left. You're tied at 27. Kurtzer gets the pitch. He'll take it for a couple of tough ones. Leonard Little, undoubtedly the cobwebs are out. He's back in the lineup and makes the stop. Ray Goff, you see his record against Tennessee, 0-4.
I don't buy any of those statistics. I'm going to tell you something. This guy can coach, and he's got a staff that can coach. And anybody wants to criticize him, they're criticizing the wrong guy. This team can coach, and they've got players that believe in this system right now.
Bobo with a pass. Bryce Hunter has it complete. Now, it depends from where that linesman has come down across the way. That's going to be enough for the first down by a half yard.
Extra effort, and we talk about somebody has to step it up with Robert Edwards off the field. Mike Bobo gets a low snap under pressure, delivers that ball with Steve White right in his face. Bryce Hunter makes the catch, then the extra effort to try to get the first down. You would expect that out of Bryce Hunter. He's a senior.
And they say officially it is a first down. Clock runs, 2:39, now 2:38. Tennessee 27 and Georgia 27.
Been a whale of a football game. These fans have got their money's worth tonight.
Hurts hit very hard as he tries the left side. It's Gallion along with Tyrone Hines.
Sean Chavis, the defensive coordinator at Tennessee, he's not going to sit back either now. He's going to blitz his linebacker, Tyrone Hines, number 47, the middle linebacker. Started 8 games last year. He just on a blitz read, made the tackle, and John Chavis said he gave us a boost after the Florida game last year. We started him, and he made a difference in the defense.
Clock is at 1:48, now 1:47. Pass incomplete. Receiver slipped down. That was Juan Daniels, but it was thrown behind him, and it'll stop the clock at 1:39.
This weekend, Enterprise Rent-A-Car announced
bottom of the 6th with one out. Walt Weiss with a single to left field. And that's going to go right through Robin Ventura. And that's going to open up the floodgates for Atlanta as they start to scratch back. Rafael Furcal with a single to score Weiss, and the Mets have a lead at 3-1. The inning continues, and deep into the 6th with 2 outs, it's Brian Jordan at the plate, bases loaded, and there you see the frustration. Pops out with the bases loaded, and that really hurt. Bottom of the 7th, 1 out, runners on 1st and 2nd. More opportunity. Weiss, an single to left field. That's going to bring around Javi Lopez, and Reggie Sanders, though, was nailed at 2nd. So another scoring threat does, but the Braves down by 1.
Top of the 8th, Mike Remlinger in, and Mike Piazza out. A solo job to right field. Number 36 on the year for the catcher. Mets go up 4-2. Bottom of the 8th, Chipper Jones.
A friend.
That baby's gone. Number 34, 5-3 Mets. Bottom of the 8th, 2 outs, bases loaded. Wally Joyner grounds out to 2nd. Inning over, 3rd time in 3 straight innings. Braves leave the bases loaded. Mets go on to win this one by the count of 6-3. Number 20 remains elusive for Glavine. He's had 3 chances to get it, and he's come up empty.
Line to make is the 26th of Tennessee. Over the middle, Bryce Hunter dropped it. I don't believe he did that. Hit him in the hands, and he dropped it, and he had cut in front of the defensive back. Mike, he might have even had big yardage downfield.
Now it's decision time for Ray Goff. You're right. That ball should have been caught. And number 2's coming out.
So let's mark off the 7. It's going to be around 53 yards, this attempt, to put Georgia on top by a count of 30-27.
Well, if he can hit that 60-yarder now that he hit in high school.
Brian Smith is the holder, number 11. Kick is on its way. Does it have the distance? Yes, and it is off to the right and no good.
I like the decision by Ray Goff, but it gives field position to Tennessee. But Ray Goff's going for the victory, so you got to like that out of the Georgia coach. Just off to the right.
Well, Bobo has been super tonight. Let's see if Peyton Manning can bring his club back with 129 left.
He gets another chance, Ron, after that interception.
brings it out in the flat. That's Graham. Breaks the tackle, and he's up the sideline. Knocked out of bounds around the 35-yard line. Gottfried got him. Don't go away. Tennessee is right back. It's a 28-yard game.
Randall Gottfried had to make this play on Jay Graham. Jay Graham missed, avoided some defensive players. The little swing pass, a good call by David Cutcliffe. Pass now, make somebody miss. Kirby Smart is a miss. Randall Gottfried makes the play, but Tennessee's knocking on the door.
Here they come with a corner blitz again. Tennessee picks it up. Pass is thrown complete. It'll be a gain of 7 yards to Joey Kent. Again, Kirby Smart. Georgia used that to good advantage last week against South Carolina. In fact, Smart got 3 sacks in that ball game coming off the corner.
Expect Joe Kynes to heat him up right here. Jeff Hall, the place kicker for Tennessee, has also hit a couple 62-yarders in high school.
1:16 to play. Tennessee 27. Georgia 27. Well, how many are coming? Everybody. Puts it on top. Just beyond his outstretched hands, looking for Joey Kent. Boy, he laid out for it, didn't he?
Peyton Manning put air under that football for Joey Kent. Bump and run technique. All you can do is throw it to the corner and hope Joey Kent can catch up with it.
Third down. Straight up the middle. Has the first down, and he will take it to the 18-yard line as Philip Daniels will trip him up.
Well, lost in this evening is a performance by Jay Graham, also from Tennessee tailback. He's been very steady for this offense. He's running behind Bubba Miller and Trey Peterson here. And now they're set up in that middle of the field with 1:05 left to go on that clock.
Ray Goff looking anxiously at the clock, and here's our situation. 65 seconds left in this ball game.
Can't criticize any call in this ball game.
No.
Both these coaching staffs have coached this game the way you want them to coach it, coaching it to win.
Graham just diving to the 15-yard line. You know what else it is? A great promo for Mike. I ran into a man in the lobby this morning and asked me if I had any tickets, and I told him no, but he said, I live in the Northeast. I've never seen a game down south, and I wanted to come. I've heard so much about this spectacle here in the 96,000, and I'm hoping I'm going to get a ticket. I hope the young man got in the ball game tonight because he may want to come back down and do it again.
Tennessee's now thinking field goal is Jeff Hall, the freshman, and Georgia still has 2 timeouts, so they may try to ice him as the game goes along.
So there's a timeout on the field. 21 seconds left in the game. Tied at 27. You see Hall, the freshman out of Winchester, Tennessee, pacing on the sideline back and forth. Manning will take it squarely to the middle of the field and go down. So this is going to be an attempt of around 32 or 33 yards by Hall. Mike, if you're Georgia, do you save the timeout, or like in basketball, do you try to ice him?
No, there's no sense in saving it. I don't believe at this point what you do is ice him. He's a redshirt freshman. They can read that media guide. They know he's not been out here before.
Look at Manning talking to him. Graham comes over and talks to him.
Georgia defensive team has come over with Ray Goff and Joe Kynes, trying to figure a way to spring someone up inside. Give him a lot of time to think about this.
At a time like this, most kickers do just what he's doing. He just wants to get away from everybody.
He doesn't have any friends right now, but if he hits it, he'll have about 96,000 to 95,000, and he'll find 1,000 more.
What he's doing right now is visualizing.
Exactly.
Walking away and visualizing. It's going to be a 34-yard attempt. crowd will let you know if it's good. 15 seconds left, trying to put Tennessee on top 30-27. And here we go. Jeff Hall. Well, amidst all the celebration, Tennessee has a player who is down at the 15-yard line. We have 10 seconds left on the clock. Immediately, Ray Goff came out on the field, clapping to his team, saying, we still got one more time left here. We got one more effort left. I believe it's Jeff Smith, the big right guard from Decatur, who has been injured on the play.
Jeff Hall's just become the big man on campus with that kick.
Mike, if you kick it, you're going to squib it, right? Try to hit somebody.
And Georgia needs a return. But remember, they're only 3 down, so they got to knock it down the field a ways.
Hall probably won't touch the ground in his run to the ball. He's so excited, and I wouldn't blame him. What an experience for a freshman. Sometimes I wonder if we realize how much pressure a kid just out of high school, even though he's a redshirt, 96,000 fans, and he walks out there and just knocks it home. 5 yards deep in the end zone. Hunter will go on one knee, so the clock doesn't move.
Peyton Manning, I'm not sure he wanted to look, but a happy sideline with 10 seconds to go. Mike Bobo trying to turn it.
Bobo, pass over the middle, has it complete to Hunter. He's tackled in the open field, and they call a timeout with 4 ticks left on the clock.
Got time for one Hail Mary.
Tennessee's got players 60 yards downfield. Bobo going to throw it for all he's worth. And it is going to be hit and knocked away. And that's the end of our ball game. Jeff Hall is the big man on campus. Tennessee 30, Georgia 27. For Mike Gottfried and Mike Adamley and our entire ESPN crew, Ron Franklin saying so long from Knoxville.
This is ESPN Classic.
And we are going to have some fun on the west coast of Florida today with a lot of action.